mentioned the ends crashing down a lot as part of the reason why the run game's slowed a little bit. Were they doing anything differently in terms of defending the run today than you expected?
A little bit, with their backers and ends. Absolutely, I needed to pull a couple more of those and just kind of keep the defense on us with my legs. But yeah, defenses are going to change in games just like as we do in game adjustments. So obviously we were hitting up inside of those guys, and then those ends kind of crashed down a little bit more and kind of brought some outside pressure and made it difficult for us to run the ball. And when you're down 8, then we got to throw the ball anyways. You know what I mean? So it's not, we're down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. We got to throw the ball, and everybody knows that. So obviously the run game isn't going to be as well in the fourth quarter whenever you're throwing it every play.
Is it hurt a little bit more too when you think about your teammates, and Brandon Presley has such a great day today with the way that you were able to connect with him, and it can't come out on top on the day that he has what he has?
Yeah, 15 for about 190 is unbelievable. Obviously a legend at Oklahoma State, and continue to write his story, and so I'm just blessed to be his teammate, blessed to be able to throw the ball to him because more often than not he's open, and it's pretty fun whenever you can throw it 5 yards and he goes and gets 60 and a touchdown for you. So what he can do with the ball in his hands, after it's caught, and then about 130 after the catch. So just an unbelievable player, and I'm glad I'm his teammate.
Coach mentioned soul searching. He mentioned some guys need to do some soul searching.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you when he says that?
Yeah, just kind of really looking at the film like with a magnifying glass and kind of saying, hey, how can I get better? How can I be the 111th and do my job where I can get better for next week? And that's what we all going to do. And that's what we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? I think if there's one team that you want to be in this situation, it's the team we have now, right? We got a lot of veteran guys. We got a lot of senior leadership, and I don't think we want to go out this way. So soul searching is kind of just, hey, you know what? Let's really take a deep look inside and say, hey, how can I individually get better for us to win the game next week?
I'm sure when you come back for the 7th year on the heels of a Big 12 championship, you can't even possibly fathom being in the situation you guys are in right now.
Yeah, no, that is not on the short list of outcomes for the 2024 season. But, I think that there's still some positive we can go. We can still have a winning season. We can still make a bowl game. So we can still kind of leave the legacy on, at least kind of send the program going with the boat floating. And I think that's what we have to fight for. So I'm excited to get back home, homecoming. Night game should be a great atmosphere, so it should be a lot of fun to be able to play in front of our fans and hopefully get one and get back in the right win column.
You've had a roller coaster of a past month or so.
Yeah.
Kind of what's been your mindset as you've traversed through this?
Yeah, it's kind of like, screw it, who cares? Ups and downs, not played well, thrown for a lot of yards, some turnovers, things that way. And at this point now, so let's go out there and throw it around the yard and have some fun, and I think that's when I'm at my best. Obviously, we had a pretty decent day today in the air. I would have liked to capitalize on some other things and some throws, obviously, we needed to make, and then kind of in 2 minutes mode most of the fourth quarter. But yeah, just, let's go out there and sling it around the yard because that's all I know how to do.
Every time we see you, you're relatively upbeat, positive. What keeps you from going in the tank? Is it your experience? Is it someone in your life? Like what keeps you?
Yeah, I would say this too. There's a lot of struggle that I've been through in my college career, and I just kind of look back and say, I got a beautiful fiance, I got a home, I have a beautiful family, and football isn't everything in my life, and I think you get a lot of hate from guys around. Social media, things like that, but at the end of the day, I get to go home to 2 beautiful dogs, a beautiful fiance. I'm gonna get married, and I got a great family, and hopefully I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hopefully, I have a lot of opportunities. So I feel like you kind of get into lulls mentally. I definitely have earlier in my career whenever football isn't going well. But as you guys, as anybody, they have a life other than their job, and my job right now is to be the quarterback at Oklahoma State. But whenever I go home to my fiance and 2 dogs, that I'm Allen, and that's all that matters to them. And so for and even my teammates. So I think that's just kind of one of many lessons I've learned in 7 years of college football, and hopefully everybody can just take from it is just, you're going to go through a lot of shit. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to go through a lot of shit, and if you can just say, I'm grateful for what I have and move on, and then really at the end of the day, it's just a game. Now we all die for the game, but it's just a game.
Is there any frustration you feel from you guys on the offensive side of the ball, just the way the defense is kind of not performed up to their standard in the fourth quarter? I mean, you guys take the lead against BYU last week. get it down to a 3-point game, and they're just unable to get you guys the ball.
You know, it's tough, and a coach once said, you know, if it's a 7-6 game, the defense should have played better, and if it's a 55-54 game, the offense should have scored more. And so either way, it's a team loss, right? It's not offense and defense wins or offense loses. So, we could have put more points up on the board last week, at BYU, and then we could have scored more this week. So those guys, it's tough when you put them in situations when we go 3 and out, they're on the field a long time. And then there's also things where, it'd be good to be able to run the ball in the fourth quarter, because when we do that, that's when we're at our best. So it's just give and take, and we just take – it's a team, right? Win or loss, it's a team. Everyone's going to wish they're going to do better, but defensively, those guys got our backs, because when I throw an interception, those guys are running back out there playing their ass off for me. So whenever sometimes it doesn't go their way, we're gonna run on the field and play our ass off for them.
How did you
delay the game?
Miscommunication kind of came in a little late. Just kind of I called it wrong, and then I tried to fix it at the time, and then we just had a lot of stuff going on. We should have called a timeout because it was 3rd and 1. Probably could have run it, got a 4th down. Just a miscommunication. I called it wrong.
How did you feel about the running game today?
Great, yeah, really good. I try to get myself into the game running, but, I just got to build confidence as we go. Obviously felt good at BYU, and then moving forward, just with the threat of me running the ball, it opens it up. So I got to run the ball more.
Was that the fact that you didn't, was that you didn't get the look you wanted, or was that just the way that
a couple of reads that were tough, you know what I mean, where it's could have gone either way, and so you're gonna go back and look at, oh, you could have pulled it and ran here, or you probably could have handed that one off, or you could have pulled it. So those are the tough ones where it's like when it's an in between where I lean more to hand the ball off because I know my strengths, where sometimes in the in betweens I need to pull it and run it just to say that I did.
When you were talking about soul searching earlier, is that on maybe some of you older guys to kind of lead that to say, hey, this has to improve?
Yeah, I think whenever you lose 4 or 5 in a row, I mean, there's got to be something we got to change, and especially now. And going into a bye week, going into BYU, we played a great game BYU, and then it didn't really work out. And I don't know if it leaked over here. I don't think it did, but we just we're kind of beating ourselves in the foot. We know we can play better. We're a better football team than what we're putting out on every Saturday, so we need to be better at that. And I think, honestly, I cannot wait till Saturday. You know what I mean? It's been too dang long, but we got to get in the win column.